Hey guys, what's going on? It's me. It's Sunday night. It's 8 p.m. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna talk about some TV shows. If you don't know what's going on, don't worry. Welcome everybody, welcome. It's 8 o'clock, it's Sunday night. We're all hyped for the new nerd in town. That is right, the new nerd in town. I am the new nerd. This is TV Talk, episode 6. I've done 6 of these. 6. That is really long. Really, 6 of these. Woo! 6. We're going to do a whole bunch more. I'm actually going to start doing something new, and we're going to try to get this to be the first of many. What we're going to be doing from now on is, as I'm streaming live on Twitch, which thank you very much, Twitch, for allowing me to do that. I also cut up the videos to like half hour, 45 minute segments, so that you do get to see, like the certain shows that I talk about each night, because I know watching a video for 2 hours, although it's great to have on and stuff, could be daunting. So what I do is I cut up the videos on and upload them onto YouTube pretty much the next day. But a new thing that we're doing here in the new nerd in town, the new nerd has discovered something that has been around for a while, and it's called podcasting. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to be uploading every single TV Talk episode, starting with this one, to podcasts. Now, don't worry. I'll be putting them up on iTunes. All you'll have to do is search in iTunes or the Apple podcasting app, and you'll be able to find the new nerd in town, TV Talk. And the first episode will hopefully be tonight's episode. Now, this might take a while. It won't be up as fast as I usually get my YouTube videos up, but it's my first time. All right? You got to be gentle. It's my first time. Just be a little gentle, and we'll get along great. But anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? How is everybody doing tonight? This week has just honestly flew by. I had no idea that it was Sunday until I woke up and realized I did not have to go to work. And you know how that made me feel? That made me feel so weird. So weird. I used to work 7 days a week, and it was tiring. But I'm so used to it because I've always worked jobs that were like obscure hours, 7 days a week, all this weird stuff. I know you don't want to hear about that, but felt a little weird. But we're here. It's Sunday. The Walking Dead comes on in an hour. Once Upon a Time comes on in an hour. Apparently tonight is WWE's Hell in a Cell. I'll be talking about Once Upon a Time because we need to catch up. There's just so many TV shows and so little time. It is just mind-boggling. And I told everybody on Wednesday that I wasn't a huge fan of American Horror Story, but that was based off of one episode. Well, bygone tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm. No, I don't want to confirm. What can I do? I can say with a whole heart that I am enjoying American Horror Story Hotel. And we will go over it later. We will definitely go over it later as to why. And I'll explain like where I kind of fell off, but how they got me back pretty much on there. But we got a whole bunch of TV shows we're going to be talking about tonight, one of which is a show that I usually talk about on Wednesdays, but again, I didn't stream last Sunday, so I had to catch up on Sunday shows last Wednesday, and I didn't have enough time to watch one of the shows, so we're bringing it back. It's an oldie but a goodie, and that will be talked about later. But for right now, why don't we get into it? Why don't we get into why everybody is really here? Why my thousands of viewers and now millions of listeners out there, even though you've never heard my voice before. Let's get into the TV shows that we'll be talking about. Starting off first with a Wednesday goody show. It's the CW's and the DC's own Arrow. That's right, folks. Arrow. Woo! Arrow, this week we got to see a rekindling in a bromance that was severed back in the days of Raj Al Ghul, of Raish Al Ghul, Raish Raj, which, whatever you want to call him, we all know who he is. He's the bad guy with the pretty cool facial hair, if you ask me. But Oliver Queen is faced with a huge undertaking of trying to get back trying to get his best buddy John Diggle to become his bro again. Become his bro, man. Just be bros. Be the best bros you can be. And of course it took Diggle a while, and Felicity Smoke, Felicity, you're just being a CEO both at Palmer Tech and within the Arrow team. Now this week the Arrow team was kind of brought down a little bit to the original three, where it was Felicity, John, and Oliver. The Green Arrow, Diggle, and Felicity, because Dig and Felicity don't have nicknames, so now we have the Green Arrow, Felicity, and Diggs. It's perfectly fine. It's okay. You know, they tabled the nickname thing, but I think Felicity will get it in the end. She'll get it in the end. A nickname, not any of that death stuff, but she'll get her nickname in the end. While the three of them were rekindling their bromance fire, I'm going to keep saying bromance because it's, one, a fun word to say, and two, that's what it was, and that's what it is. So while the two of them were trying to do that, Laurel, having found out in last week's episode, in episode 2, she had found out that the reason why Oliver is so overprotective of Thea is because Thea was brought back to life upon she was dying. She was not dead, she was dying. And she was thrown into the Lazarus pit, and she was brought back to life. She was fully healthy. But there was repercussions of doing that. And we found out this week what happened. And upon finding out what ends Oliver went to save his sister, Laurel decided, well, I want to save my sister. I want Sarah to be alive again. And now Sarah has been dead for a while. Like, they open up the casket at the end of that second or third episode, that second episode, and you just see what Sarah looks like, and you're just like, you might just want to close that coffin back down and, you know, just take a breather with that. But anyway, so Laurel and Thea go back to the League of Shadows and visit Ra's al Ghul, who is now Merlin or Marvin or something. It's Thea's biological father. He's now the new Ra's al Ghul. And everybody's telling Laurel and Thea, you can't put Sarah in there. And we find out why Thea's having these immense, straight up just beating everybody. It's because when you fall into the Lazarus pit, Not only is it giving you life back, but it's taking the life of those who have died and those with the murderous past, and it's sucking their souls into this person. So she's got the souls of like eons and eons of these Ra's al Ghuls and these dark demons that are coming into her, and she's got like this murderous past in her. So now everybody's afraid of what's going to happen with Sarah when she goes into the pit. But no, Laurel doesn't want to listen to Sarah's former lover, who is Ra's al Ghul's daughter. And Laurel doesn't want to listen to the current Ra's al Ghul. I mean, all she wants is her sister back. She wants exactly what Oliver got. And Oliver got Thea back, but now Thea has this murderous type of nature to her that she can only suppress for just a small amount of time. So what are we left with? We're left with a girl who just wants her sister back, no matter what the cost is, and everybody telling her that it's wrong. Plus, I want to get something off my chest. Nearly every TV show and every movie that comes out where you have a character or a set of characters, like take for instance Once Upon a Time, you have those who are in Camelot and speak of a noble age like King Arthur or something like that. But I mean, when they come back to like our present time, where they're talking our slang of contractions and stuff like that, like take Merlin for instance, actually from Arrow. This is why I notice this in every TV show and movie I watch. Merlin was a businessman in the modern time, and he spoke in contractions. He didn't speak in slang, or he didn't have that kind of like street cred kind of language, but he did speak in an American kind of English. But now that he's the new Ra's al Ghul, he's noble. He doesn't say contractions anymore. He says, you cannot do this, rather than I can't let you do this. You cannot. And he's speaking in this noble tongue. I mean, the dude's just wearing long coats. I mean, am I going to go get a long coat and all of a sudden just think I'm more noble than everybody else and speak more noble than everybody else? I don't know. If someone gets me like one of those Burger King crowns, I'll sit there and say, please get me a meat patty on 2 slices of bread and lettuce. No, get me a cheeseburger, all right? Get me a darn cheeseburger. But it was something I noticed that, the usual present mannerisms of today kind of go away when you become this, well, whatever, a noble king, a demon god. So, back to Arrow. So, Merlin tells his daughter Thea that she has now all of these souls in her, and that's why he's afraid of putting Sarah in the Lazarus pit, because she's more deader than Thea is. And yes, I realize I said more deader. That's just how it goes. You're going to have to deal with it. But she's deader. She's dead. And Thea was dying. So if Thea is feeling these effects after just dying, what sort of effects will Sarah feel after being dead for a year or two, maybe? I don't know. Time in TV shows kind of gets away from me sometimes, and this is one of those times. So there's just been a lot of strain between Thea and her brother Oliver, and Thea and her father. And Oliver, I mean, we didn't get to see a furthering relationship of Oliver and Thea because of this trip that Laurel and Thea took to the League of Shadows, which is fine. It is what it is. So Felicity, meanwhile, back in Star City, Felicity was basically going back to basics in trying to get these people, in trying to get John and Oliver to become friends again, and that was locking you in a room until you get your issues solved. Because both of them went on a separate kind of mission, and they both nearly got killed. John was trying to hunt down the woman who apparently put the hit on his brother, and Oliver was going to respond to a robbery in progress, but turns out it was a trap from this cool card guy in which Cisco in Central City, he was a metahuman, so that's the tie-in with the Flash, but Cisco called him Double Down, which I don't think they were really, the people in Star City were not really liking that. So Cisco, come on, you've got some people, you got Jay Garrick there helping you out with the names. Come on, Double Down. Anyway, Double Down's powers was he had cards, playing cards tattooed in his body, and he could take the cards and throw them at you, and the cards were actually razor sharp. So it was basically like he had throwing knives in the fashion of playing cards, and he would just throw them at ridiculously fast, at a ridiculously high velocity that it would just kill you. So Oliver and John were on separate missions, nearly died, and Felicity locks him in a room and says, listen, figure your stuff out so that everyone can be friends and everybody can work together. I mean, people are not looking, they're not looking to be, each other's best man at their weddings, if there's going to be other weddings. They just need them to work well together. I mean, they've just been working together, not working well together, not like that they used to. And it worked. Lo and behold, it worked. So, in the meantime, Felicity was trying to enlist her new employee who last week's episode had come up with an algorithm on how to fire people. Great guy to keep on your payroll. The guy who comes up with the algorithm to fire the rest of your company. Yeah, I'll keep him on my payroll. And now he's pretty much accepted a Lucius Fox type of role in which he makes the gadgets, or he's just got a lab and he's just going nuts with R&D. And Felicity starts taking a liking into him, gives him a side project to try to figure out who this Double Down character is. And in doing so, he discovers Felicity's secret, that she's working with the Green Arrow. Does not discover who the Green Arrow is or anyone else on Team Green Arrow, but I'm pretty sure this will all play an integral part of the rest of the season. We also get to see a little bit more of this Damien Dark character, who we found out was described as Ra's al Ghul's equal, yet his opponent at the same time. So they were like equal students, but they were on opposite sides. And when becoming Ra's al Ghul, one of your last things is you are to kill your partner, and that person worthy of killing their partner becomes the new Ra's al Ghul. Apparently, that's how it was, and that's how it was explained when Oliver was being headhunted, basically, to be Ra's al Ghul. So we find out Damien Dark was the one who was supposed to be killed, but that Ra's did not kill him, and he sort of had a darker sense to him, a darker type character to him, and he, for some reason, gets mystical powers, whereas Ra's al Ghul has a pit in which he can heal himself, and he can bring back those who are dead or bring back those who are dying with a price. I mean, we all know from Once Upon a Time that every time you use magic, it comes with a price. So I don't know how they did that. I don't know how they don't see this in Star City. I mean, maybe some of the people from Storybrooke should come to Star City. But anyway, so you find out Damien Darhk does mean business, and that he wants to take out the Green Arrow, because the Green Arrow is what's keeping him back from his Phase 3. And for this hive that we're, this hive group that we've heard so much about, and it's so exciting, right? Right. So we're stuck with this. We'll find out. There was some action tonight, especially between Double Down and the team of Diggle and Green Arrow. Still not loving Diggle's mask. But Damien Darhk, I mean, he's got a strict code. You either die or you get, or you don't. And if you get caught, you die. I mean, it seems like simple rules, right? Right? I'm not crazy. It seems like simple rules. So don't get caught. Come back, finish the mission, and if you do get caught and they recognize your face, you're dead. You're dead. So Arrow, we're gonna see. We do get to see Sarah in this week's episode. We did see Sarah going through the Lazarus Pit, and the fact that she is now like completely gone beast. I mean, there was that scene last season when Thea went through it. She springs out from the Lazarus Pit, and she's got this like this face on her that's just like, I want blood. It's just like, give me blood right now. Well, Sarah did the same thing. She jumped out, but she set her sights on Thea, because Thea was the one who killed Sarah. And this is last season, so if you're not caught up with the Arrow just yet, I'll throw this up. But for right now, that's a spoiler alert, all right? That's a spoiler alert. That's my spoiler alert. Whenever you hear the Joker laugh, that's the spoiler alert. And I'll just throw up the it's clear to come back in right now. But Thea is the one that kills Sarah, and Sarah sets her eyes and tries to attack Thea. They hold her back and they hold her in prison. She does not take as long, or she's taking a longer time to come back to a human form, to which Ra's al Ghul, Thea, they're kind of like, hey, listen, maybe she's not going to come around because she was completely dead. But Laurel, she's stubborn. She thinks that somewhere in there, Sarah is going to come back. And we'll have to see. Maybe it does take longer because she was dead for a longer time, but I think we're going to see something. If not, we're going to see a completely new monster, and maybe they'll sit there and be like, Damien Darhk, meet Sarah Lance. Sarah Lance, go tear up Damien Darhk, all right? This Green Arrow guy's not handling it. And Oliver did mention something towards the end, that he has a plan. More like a surprise. He wasn't lying, he just has a surprise. So he does have something rolled up his sleeve, so we'll see in this upcoming week if Oliver Queen is going to unveil his surprise. And if we're going to see with our own eyes what this surprise might be. But anyway, so that was this week's Arrow. Great episode. Good to see that John and Oliver are working things out and they're becoming to trust each other. Loved the line where right after the Green Arrow jumps in front of John when 2 cards are thrown at him. John's like, you jumped in front of a bullet for me. And he goes, Green Arrow gets up and he's like, it was more like two metahuman cards being thrown at a really fast pace. But yeah, you get the idea. All right, we know it. Oliver, John, you're back. Thank you so much. We love it. Welcome back. Give each other a hug. Give each other a hug. And we're going to see what's going on in the rest of the week of Arrow. So that